Cᴇʘtou knew he needed to tell you. It wasn't fair that he got you all to himself. Well, the person who should take credit for this outcome sat at home, worrying if you'd ever talk to him again. You boarded the train, Cᴇʘtou right on your tail. You sat in the front, finding comfort in the small light that came through the windows. Cᴇʘtou took your hand in his, bringing it up to his lips. His kiss was gentle and kind. Even so, it prickled your skin, sending jolts of warmth through you. You smiled at him, blushing all the way through your skin, although it made it seem like you were glowing, so you weren't too mad. "Hey," he said, turning more toward you. The train came to a halt, and a light buzz of chatter came through and out the doors as people left and entered the train, the engine making a slight noise. "Yeah?" You answer, attention back on him. "So, last night." Your body tenses. You still didn't want to talk about last night. It was just a little too much. I don't. You shake your head, feeling a few tears start to form in your eyes. Cᴇʘtou nods, rubbing his thumb in soothing circles on your dorsal. "I know," he says. He bites his lip, turns away, then back. "There's something I have to tell you." Your frown deepens, but you force it into a straight line. "Okay, what?" Cᴇʘtou takes a deep breath, showing how uncomfortable he is. He definitely knew how to show emotions now. You don't know if he knows if he's doing it or not. It possibly has just become natural, like it was always meant to be. "Last night, when I found you on the bench." You nod. "Someone called me. He said he knew you ran off somewhere over here." Cᴇʘtou motioned. "Because of your phone." "Okay." "Your brother, Bakugou. He's the one that called me. He knew I was going home yesterday because I was telling Midoriya about it. He said he'd overheard our conversation." You couldn't stop to think about how Katsuki had Cᴇʘtou's phone number. You just asked. "How did he find me?" "A tracker on your phone." You cursed. Cᴇʘtou gripped your hands. "That stupid Find Your Family app." "Hey." Cᴇʘtou brought your face towards his with his right hand. "He's the reason I knew you were in Mᴜsɪᴄ. The reason I was able to find you in the first place. My parents could have done the same thing. Your parents don't have my number." "Yeah, how does my brother have your number?" Class 1A group chat. You turned away. "Please," Cᴇʘtou said, and it sounded like he really was pleading with you. "Don't stay mad at him forever. I will talk to Bakugou about this." He held up your hands, then pulled you into his chest. He kissed the side of your cheek as you leaned into him. "You talk about what's important. This is important." You tried to sit up, but Cᴇʘtou pulled you back down. "I know. Believe me." He eyed you. "I know." You sigh, nuzzling your head into his arm. "But..." He sighed as well. "But I need you to know that if it wasn't for Bakugou, I wouldn't be here right now, and most likely, neither would you." You narrowed your eyes, avoiding his, to stare out the windows on the other side. "Alright, but I'm not promising anything. I'm still mad. And I understand that. Of course you would be mad. Who wouldn't? But don't hold a grudge." You wanted to scoff. Cᴇʘtou was being a complete hypocrite, telling you not to hold a grudge when he was the one holding one against his father. You didn't voice anything though. Listening to your better judgment, you knew it was different. You knew not to bring up his father. Obviously, from your previous conversations, he was nothing but the scum he steps over when walking to school. You nod your head. Sᴘtō lets his head roll back. Thank you. Yeah. Sᴘtō placed a kiss on your forehead. You listened to the small clicking and clacking of the train until it came to a stop, and Sᴘtō nudged you to get up. You stood, stretched, and waited for him to do the same. The walk to your home was quiet, but your hand clutched in Sᴘtō's was enough to douse the silence around you in melodies. You got to your doorstep, where you waited outside for a few minutes, gathering up the courage to knock on it. Sᴘtō walked you to the door and made to leave, but you gripped his sleeve. Stay, please. You heard the desperation in your own voice. You were surely certain he heard it as well. But you were not embarrassed by this fact. You owned it with the confidence and dignity of a tiger. If that's what you want, he said, I will stay. You smiled, grateful, then knocked. Your mom opened the door, peering down at you with relief. She scooped you up in a hug and pulled you inside. You motioned and Sᴘtō walked in, shutting the door behind him. Your father was the second face you saw, then Hikari, then your brother. You wondered where Ren was at the moment. Maybe he felt guilty and didn't want to be here when you came back. But just like that, your idea was demolished when a face appeared from the kitchen. You eyed him for a long time, not knowing whether to glare silent death threats, yell and scream at him to get out of your house, or ignore his being altogether. You didn't have time to decide because Hikari was saying something to you. Your parents were engulfing you, and Katsuki was stalking over to Sᴘtō. Sᴘtō stood tall, eyed you, then walked away with Katsuki. Your heartbeat was immense, Hikari voicing that very thing after looking at you from a few paces away than what he had been. Hey, Ren waved, gathering your attention. Can we talk? About what? You asked, following Hikari and your parents toward the kitchen, where you soon found Hikari and Ren's parents waiting as well. You said your hellos, but said you were a bit tired and wanted to go upstairs and shower. Ren followed you. Hikari stayed behind, saying he was going to eat and to find him after your shower. So, Ren started. You heard him, but weren't really listening. He spoke as you collected your things for your shower. Towel, toothbrush, and clothes. I'm sorry, he said. Right. I'm serious, he stated. Yep, I know. Oh, I know. Ren's face crumbled. Are you really going to be like this? Like what? You scoffed, turning your head. You're sucking my brother's face. So what? It doesn't mean anything to me. But what? It's your life, his too. Live it. Who am I to say anything other than that? But the way you're acting. He fiddled with his button-up. I promise I didn't know what was going on at the time. You pulled up the picture of them in Katsuki's bed. This? You didn't know what this was? What it meant? Why-in? No, don't why-in me. You call Katsuki by his name now, right? So you can call me Bakugou. Why-in? Tears spilled from Ren's eyes, and damn it, you hated the feeling that came with it, because it broke your heart to see him, one of your best friends, hurt like this. But making up with him wasn't an option, at least not now. You needed time. You took a deep breath. I can't deal right now. You looked away, then back at him. Right now, our friend is in the hospital, and he might die. Your lip quivered a bit, but you forced your words out. We should be there for him. This? You waved around your hand, the towel almost slipping out. This is not important. We will talk later. But now? You shook your head. Now is not an option. Ren nodded, wiping the tears from his eyes. I won't say you can't see my brother, but I don't want to see you. I'm sorry, he said again. For what? You replied. He didn't answer you, and you concluded, when you can answer that, then we can talk. But right now, you looked at him incredulously. Just know.